Hello and welcome. You're watching Loud Thoughts with me, Danushka Digama on 8CN, and today I have the head of the police force with me in Goa, who is about to complete 8 months. Thank you very much, Sir Kishan Kumar, for joining us. How do you feel that you have completed 8 months in Goa? And this is not your first time in Goa.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Good experience so far.
And what are the tasks ahead? Because the monsoons are about to get over and we have the tourist season setting in. So what are your plans for this tourist season in Goa?
See, from the beginning, I have few basic targets which I have been repeating again and again, and these are very fundamental targets, fundamental spheres of policing. One is people-friendly police station. The general complaint of the public is that the behavior of the police personnel in a police station is not very good, it's not very comfortable, it's not very, environment is not very conducive. So the first thing, I am trying my level best, insisting upon that the environment in the police stations should be such that when a person comes there, at least there should be a place, proper place where one can sit, have a glass of water, and then there should be someone to listen to his or her complaint. This is one target area on which we are harping again and again. Second is pooling the resources. You see what happens, there is a general complaint always, that there is shortage of staff, there is deficiency of resources. But I feel this shortage of staff and deficiency will always be there. Though we keep on adding manpower, we keep on adding resources, but still, with the increase of the infrastructure, our duties, our responsibilities are also increasing. So there will always be some gap. We have to find out ways and means. So in my opinion, we have to pool all the resources. There has to be integration between different units and the segments of the police, so that shortcoming in one area can be compensated by the resources in the other area. That is called, I call it integrated policing. One of the example of the integrated policing is integrated patrolling during the night, which we started about 3 months ago. And it has really paid dividends. You must have come to know that during last 4 months, we have caught a lot of drug peddlers, especially foreigners. We have arrested more than 24, 25 drug peddlers during these 4 months only, despite the fact that it is no season in Goa.
Correct.
No. Despite that, it is mainly because of our integrated efforts. That is second area. Third area is local intelligence branch. I strongly feel that the basic of a police station functioning is the beat staff and the local intelligence branch. Our boys, our constables, those who are working in the area, they should have the grassroots level intelligence. This has also started yielding results. Our boys have caught gangs, though crime is taking place, but at the same time they have been able to catch the gangs, and that is primarily because of the functioning of the LIB branch, local intelligence branch.
So all this is going to put in place the entire police system for the tourist season.
See, all these things are very basic functioning.
Besides these, there are
these are very basic functioning. Beside this, for the coming season, I have few things in the line. One is very major issue. There are large number of tourists, especially foreigners, who are staying in unorganized sector. That is, they are not staying in a hotel. They are staying in houses, private houses, and in those cases, police doesn't get the information about the tourists. That is one area I am targeting. Today only I called all my PIs and all my officers and briefed them that from the hotels we get the forms, but those who are staying in private houses, we don't get information. So we must have information about them also, because there are cases where people have stayed beyond authorized period, beyond visa period. There had been cases where we have caught people staying on forced visa. So to catch all these lawbreakers, we have to have some mechanism beside regular guest houses and hotels in the residential areas where these guests, these tourists are staying. That is one area we are targeting. Second is, I have sent a proposal about more than 1 month ago, and government has agreed in principle. It is regarding CCTVs in the sacks on the beaches. It's very important because there had been instances where people are pushing drugs in coastal belt. So we must have some surveillance, and we are trying to convince the stakeholders.
Is it this because of the fallback of the Scarlet issue that happened on the beach that?
No, no, it is not fallback of anything. You see, it's a problem.
General.
It's a problem, and our Honorable Chief Minister has also told again and again that there will be zero tolerance for drugs. So that's why we are trying that before the season starts, there is a clear direction that every shack owner should have CCTV in the shack, so that there is a fear, there is a deterrence that yes, you are under surveillance. That is second area. Third area, which had been applied earlier also, that is coordination with the other agencies. We have a beautiful system in coastal areas on the beaches, that is Drishti.
Correct.
They have their observation towers, they have their vehicles. During my last tenure, we had our boys deployed on the observation towers. We had our boys deployed on the vehicles of the Drishti. So they have certain resources. We can very well use those resources. It will strengthen their efforts also, and it will strengthen our efforts also. That is third area which I am targeting, that we should, in coordination with Drishti, strengthen our arrangements on the beaches, so that there is a regular presence of the police on the beaches throughout the season, especially when the season is there. Beside this, we are in the process of strengthening anti-narcotic cell. Recently one inspector has been posted. Local police is also roped in so far as the action against drug peddlers is concerned. These are certain areas which we are targeting.
But the anti-narcotic cell that we are supposed to have, how strong and how important is it in the police department?
See, it's very important, but one thing I must tell, that narcotic cell itself may not be very successful. It will be successful. I think everybody in Goa police, either it is coastal security police, or it is local police station, or it is narcotic cell, we all have to put in our efforts to curb this menace, to prevent this menace, and catch these persons who are indulging in drug trafficking. Anti-narcotic cell is one unit, but certainly coastal police is there throughout the along the coastal area. Local police stations are there: Anjuna police station, Kalangut police station, Perne police station, Kolwa. So all the police stations, coastal security, and ANC, everybody has to coordinate. Then we will be more successful, which has been proved. Because I tell you, most of the cases in the recent past have been caught by the district.
How are you going to catch down upon the prostitution racket that is happening on the coast? Because we've seen nightclubs being shut in the recent times, but yet Kalangut police have also managed to catch and nab some kind of.
See, it is a continuous process. It is a continuous process. Police had been catching the gangs and the persons indulging in trafficking and prostitution. Quite a number of persons have been arrested. It's a continuous process.
We had a lot of hue and cry in the assembly session about Manohar Parrikar saying that the police personnel should not work in their nearby to their house and they should be put elsewhere.
There is a problem. And the problem is this: in Goa, we have police stations in different parts of the state. But incidentally, what happens? The recruitment in Goa police is mainly from certain pockets. Most of the constabulary you will find from Perne, from Valpoi, from Bicholim, from Kankon, from Sange. There is not much recruitment from Salset, from Bades, from Tiswadi. But all the important police stations are in those areas from where we don't have much recruitment. We have to supply manpower to these police stations like Margao, like Panji, like Mapsa, Verna, Vasco. Now, if everybody wants to stay close to his home
It's not
or
gonna-
at his home station, then how we are going to manage stations like Margao, which is very sensitive, or a station like Panjim, which is
Capital.
capital city, or a station like Vasco, which is a railhead, airhead. There is a seaport. It has major industries, a lot of migratory population, a lot of problems. If we don't post people to these places, important places, simply because there is a less manpower recruited or joining police force from these areas. For us, Goa is one entity and we have to cover entire Goa. So obviously, it is our effort, it is always our sincere effort to see that people are not disturbed much. But there will be certain percentage of people going away from their hometown because it is our compulsion. We have to manage the entire state. We have to put more and more manpower in stations like Margao, stations like Panjim. We have to put manpower in traffic, and certainly you know that the traffic is a problem in cities.
Correct.
It is not a bigger problem at the border
Elsewhere.
check post. It is a major problem in Panjim, it is a major problem in Margao, it is a major problem in Vasco. So if you don't post man there because simply people want to remain close to their home, I think there has to be a workable solution, and at times we are compelled to post people slightly far away from
So
their
this will
native
go
places.
on?
Yes.
Okay. Talking about the anti-terror squad for Goa that was proposed during the assembly session, when will this see the day of light and how will this go?
You see, recently government has sanctioned quite a large number of manpower in which this anti-terrorist squad is also included. Recently government has sanctioned 93 various posts including 1 DYSP, 2 inspectors, 14 sub-inspectors and other ranks for anti-terrorist squad. So far such a squad was not there. We have already started the process of recruitment. Today itself we have sent an ad to all the newspapers regarding this recruitment process. We are recruiting, government has sanctioned 482 posts in different ranks for state police control room. It will further strengthen our wireless communication, our police control room setup. We are going to have 2 DYSPs, 2 police inspectors, 60 PSIs and a large number of drivers, police constable drivers, 171. Our major problem is that we have vehicles at times but we don't have drivers. Now 171 is quite a large number. We are going to have 173 police constables for control room. It is going to strengthen. Then there are other areas, traffic. You would be surprised that the strength of traffic is too meager to manage
Correct.
the
much.
show. We are going to have 304 various posts in traffic unit. Then traffic cells are there in Bicholi, Manjuna, Perne, Dabulim Airport. New police station has been sanctioned. Traffic cell Kolwa. Again, there are new things coming up. All traffic units are being strengthened. Then beat duties, only for beat duties, government has sanctioned 41 posts of head constables. So, approximately more than 1,000 various posts have been sanctioned by government. We have started the process of recruitment, and I can say with surety, with certainty that within next 1 year, because recruitment process takes time, within next 1 year, we will have the manpower.
But is having the manpower just enough to solve the problem? Because
Certainly.
a lot of people see employment in police either as a lucrative job or they just take it up as a source of employment as income?
You see, I tell you one thing. Obviously, everybody joins
For income.
any department for livelihood, and police is not an exception. Obviously, people join various services for income, as an employment, to run their household, to support their families. And police is also in the same line. But I expect something more from police. No doubt it is an employment. No doubt it is source of income. Government pays quite a good salary. Policeman gets 13-month pay. All our ranks, lower ranks, they get 13 months pay for 12-month work. Obviously, for certain regions, they work extra hours, their duties are not regular. But beyond employment, beyond source of income, I strongly feel and I strongly believe that it is a service. It is a career. Because the moment we start treating police as a service, as a career, it gives a sense of pride. It's not simply doing your 9 to 5 job and going to your home.
It's much more than that.
And then you are not connected. No. We are connected round the clock. We are connected 24 hours. We are supposed to be on job even when we are at our home. It doesn't mean that we will not go to home, but we have to be alert. So it's more than an employment. It is a service. It is a career. And I expect all my colleagues in Goa Police to treat police
not merely as a job.
Department job in police as a service, as a career, more than an employment.
And we've got to know that a lot of these GRP, PTS Walpoi and the Indian Reserve Battalion in Ribandar, a lot of these people, the police constables there, immediately after roll call, they go home. So has there been any action taken on such a thing where they are there 24/7 because they are on reserve duty, and if something happens, then it's going to be difficult to call all of them?
Yes, I am fully seized of this matter, and that's why we have conducted audit of GRP. GRP is a reserve force, IRBN is a armed police, and their main duty is to attend to certain law and order situation, emergencies, so their presence is necessary. In this direction, my SP, Mr. Shekhar Prabhudesai, he has conducted the audit of GRP, and we are streamlining it. Similarly, I have passed the instructions, and it has started that daily in IRBN and in GRP, there should be PT and parade daily in the morning. It will serve two purposes. Number one, we will have accountability that yes, so many persons are present, and certainly it will be good for their health also. So I am fully seized of this matter, and we are taking corrective measures in this regard.
And what about the various faults that we see about the electricity problem, water problem at the same places? How is it going to solve the matter of the people?
See, so far as GRP is concerned, GRP has a regular establishment, regular barracks. They have sufficient, I think, proper arrangement. So far as IRBN is concerned, yes, there is a problem. We have identified locations, land. We are in the process of acquiring the land for IRBN, for PTC. PTC is also facing the space crunch. It was established decades ago. Now Goa Police has expanded to great extent. We need more space. So we have identified land. Government is in the process of acquiring the land. It will take time, but yes, we are in the process.
Okay, and how well do you think because the Supreme Court judgment had come, an order saying that there should be a strict ban on tinted glasses, and that the police would be, action would be taken against the police if this does not happen. And we've seen the drives happening in Goa. How successful have these drives been?
It is very successful. I don't have the figures before me, but I tell you one thing. The compounding fee collected by Goa Police in any manner is much more higher in comparison to any other place. We have circulated the Supreme Court direction to all the persons, all the officers, number one. Number two, as media has already reported in different newspapers during last 1 week, 10 days, that a lot of people have been caught with the tinted glasses. We have issued advisory also, and yesterday only I have sent a letter to government also, administration also, that please advise all even the government vehicles not to use tinted glasses. They should remove at their own. And
But would the police catch the government vehicles when they pass by?
They will also be fined. See, law is
All same for all.
Same for all. But this drive is going very well. Your media has already reported that yes, it is going on. Whole hope.
But it's going to continue. It's not going to
Yeah,
stop.
it's going to continue. It is Supreme Court direction, and we have to enforce it.
And we've just spoken about politician, and you've sent a directive to the secretariat saying that the government vehicle should also not have it. How much do policemen succumb to politicians? Because we know they do succumb. But in your tenure for the past 8 months, how have you tried to ensure that this does not happen and this is reduced?
First of all, let me tell you one thing. I have not experienced such a thing. There are certain things which I have tried to implement and I am implementing. There is no such thing I have experienced. Now, what has happened elsewhere, if someone is having personal experience, I can't comment upon that. But in my department, in my administration, no such experience. I have not come across such thing.
Also, I wanted to ask you about what action would you take against police offenders, because likewise in the past when the drugs were in the anti-narcotic cell, that people said, the constable said it was eaten by rats, whereas it was actually disposed of. So how tough does the police authority come on your own personnel?
Let me tell you, I can say on record that we are the toughest. We don't tolerate indiscipline by police personnel. We don't tolerate dereliction of duty. And in cases where police personnel have been found indulging in illegal activities, the things are before you. In another case, people have been suspended, they are behind the bars, criminal cases are there, disciplinary action is going on, departmental actions are there, people have been dismissed, people have been removed from service. In police force, things are tough. We maintain discipline and we don't tolerate
Nonsense.
illegality or criminality. We are here to enforce the law, we are not here to break the law.
And this is not your first time in Goa, this is your 4th time, and during one tenure the controversial Scarlet murder happened. So how has things improved since then, that you have realized since then and now?
It's not a screen that today we are seeing one screen and after 2 years or 3 years we will see another screen. It's a very dynamic thing. Society is dynamic. Pattern of movement of the people is dynamic. Obviously, the crime scenario is also dynamic. So, comparing things over a period of 4 years, I don't think it's
Changed.
proper. See, population is increasing, movement of people is increasing, different dynamics are changing. So, if there is any change, it's a natural change. Otherwise, as such, there is nothing very big that the picture has changed totally. Nothing of that sort.
But will it change in your tenure?
So, what type of change? What type of change?
Less crimes in Goa, some sort of stoppage
See,
on the drug mafia?
I don't go for figures. I just don't go for figures. I never mention the figures. Crime is a thing which keep on happening. Our job is to put best foot forward to prevent it, and if it occurs, try our level best to detect it. Just to say that there will be a crime-free society,
Is not
I
gonna-
wish it happens that way. I wish it happens that way. We all should strive for that. But the reality is this, that in any society, black sheeps are there, delinquents are there, delinquent behavior is there. There are different mechanisms, social norms, law enforcement, keep on tackling the issues. The day there is zero crime, then a lot of things will not be required. So in society, different things are there, so different types of delinquencies, deviations will keep on occurring.
We've seen a lot of robbery cases being solved, a lot of informants, a lot of drug peddlers also have been caught. I'm sure you're happy with the way it has progressed, but what do you think is the mantra to this success, which we have never seen before like this in a short span of time? Is it DGP Kishan Kumar?
No, it is not DGP Kishan Kumar, it is Goa Police. They are working very hard. They are on the patrolling. Yes, all the time we are not successful, but many times we are successful. We have many success stories. There are certain cases we have not been able to detect. Similarly, a lot of drug cases have been booked, a lot of people have been arrested. Other types of crime, murder cases, a very sensational murder case like Valley murder case has been worked out. There are few cases which we have not been able to work out, but we are working hard. It is basically the hard work, sustained efforts, coordinated efforts by our officers, by different units.
And what do you think are your plans that you want it to materialize during your tenure here?
My plan is, number one, which I am trying and I am implementing. My plans are not very high profile plans. Number one, professionalism. We are starting 1 month training program, refresher course for constables, head constables. Similarly, a 15 days course for sub inspectors, 1 week course for inspectors, and refresher courses for all the ranks. And we are starting these courses from next month, October. We will send each and every constable in batches to PTC, where they will be retrained in certain aspects of policing, at the same time introducing them to new technologies, latest developments in the field of policing, criminology, scientific investigation and other things. This is one thing which we are starting. It is planned, we will do it. Second, we have identified different courses in different institutions throughout the country, and we are sending our officers regularly now for these specialized courses, especially cybercrime, narcotics cases detection, anti-human trafficking cases. So we have identified the courses, we have identified the institutions, and we are making the groups of the officers whom we will be sending. We are trying that we get the maximum slots in different training institutions. My target is that during next 2 years, professionally.
So is drugs the biggest crime as of now in Goa?
It's a problem. Let me tell you, it's a problem. But as our Honorable CM has also told, 2 things are very clear. Number one, as our Honorable CM has mentioned again and again, this is our target. Zero tolerance towards drugs and anti-human trafficking and prostitution. These 2 things spoil the image. At the same time, it spoils the society. It spoils the generation, especially drugs. So our approach is towards drugs, zero tolerance.
And one last question on a lighter side before we end this interview with you. Goa is always a favorite and a tourist destination, and this is not your first time, your 4th time. How are you enjoying your tenure as DGP in Goa? Because people have this notion that DGP in Goa means retirement.
First of all, I am not going to retire very soon. Certainly not from Goa. Second, I am enjoying my stay. I am fully enjoying my stay. I love to work here. I love the place. It's beautiful. People are beautiful. Place is beautiful. Working here is a beautiful experience. That much I can say.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this interview. So with this, we come to an end of Loud Thoughts with the DGP, Kishan Kumar. Thank you very much.